a little antenna here. Okay. There we go.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay. Yeah. You probably need to like have it right by your mouth, like this, just kind of so everybody can hear a little bit better. Because this should be able to pick up.
But we can just pass it to each other when you
Yeah,
ask
that's
questions.
fine. Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
You don't have to press volume.
I'm gonna make it easy. I'm gonna make it easy. Trust me. It's not gonna be too invasive or anything. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are welcoming you guys here to the Warrior Diamond Weekly here. This is Lamar Gafford. I'm going to be your host for the proceedings here. And this is our first time here. We have to my right, we have Warrior baseball coach Josh Brown. And to my left, we have Warrior softball coach Mark Rozier. And first off, good week here of softball here. You guys started off district play. First off, just talk about the starting here of the second part of the season here.
We yeah, we got off to a good start. We went down to Avoyles Charter and finally got all of our people available to play. Uh, got into a pretty exciting game with didn't hit the ball extremely well, but we were able to pull it off. Get a couple of timely hits late in the game to pull it off, and gives you a lot of confidence going forward. Because we played early part of the season. We played our first 10 games with just a mixture of young kids who didn't really have a lot of experience, still don't have a lot of experience, but even with the injuries, compounded the problem, and so it's been a struggle, but it felt really really good to get off to that first win in district.
Absolutely, and of course we're going to mention a lot about the season leading up into this point, going into here, but playing in the second part of the season here against teams that you're very familiar with, how important is that just to kind of get off into a good groove so you get ready to get into the playoffs and everything?
Yeah, we to be honest with you, we've really focused most of our attention towards district because we feel with the young, inexperienced team that we've got that's our primary focus this year is just trying to grow and compete in district, and we getting off to that win, and then we came back and we played Oak Hill again on the road, and really had an unfortunate situation that we took the lead in the game and had a rule that got misinterpreted and cost us a couple of runs and ended up not winning the game. Could have been 2-0 in district, and that was going to be awesome for us, going through the first round. And yeah, that's just kind of been where we're at because we feel like most of the teams in our district are going to be very competitive, similar in skill, and like you said, we know each other. We kind of know the coaches, how they're going to play, kind of know the players and what their talents, what their strengths and weaknesses. They know us, we know them. So it's kind of just who performs the best at this point because all of us are young and inexperienced right now. So
let's go ahead and pass the mic here to Coach Brown. And Coach, also you guys also got a chance to start off district play here, faced against Oak Hill. Unfortunately, kind of took one in the chin there in that game there, but you also came away with a couple of wins here to close out the week here. So first off, just talk about this week here for the Warriors.
Yeah, we came out a little flat against Oak Hill, and we haven't done that all year. But I will tell you the biggest thing in that game was we haven't walked people all season. We walked 10 guys that night, and anytime you walk 10 people, you're not going to beat anybody. And then we left the bases loaded 5 times. It was kind of more of what we didn't do. We've got to be able to come through. But give Coach Bandy and his team credit. I mean, they did everything right. They played fundamental baseball. They did a great job. It was their night. All you can do is tip the cap to those guys. They outplayed us. We didn't take advantage of the bases loaded. And again, anytime you walk those many guys, it's not going to be a good night. But then we were coming off a good win against Claiborne Christian the week before. That was a huge win for us. And then Friday night, after the Oak Hill game, we played the number one team then was Simsboro. We showed up and played a really good game. It was 1-1 going to the bottom of the 6th. Wound up scoring a couple of runs off 3 hits in a row there to wind up taking the lead 3-1. And our ace, Logan, was on the mound, had 12 Ks. Got into the pitch count, went to the bullpen, got Brady in, and Brady did a great job finishing the game out. Wound up winning that game 3-1. And then Saturday, we were kind of just in a little funk offensively. It was 1-1 for 5 innings, and then B-Mac hit a home run and kind of got us going, and wound up winning that game 11-1. And that's going to happen sometimes for baseball, time to time. But we got a young team. I was proud of them, way to fight back and move into the Monterey week this week.
I'd like to ask Coach Rozier here about the district and everything, and I know everybody was projecting here in the LBCA poll where most of the teams in the district, you guys, Oak Hill, Charter, also Glamora, were ranked somewhere in the rankings there. So just talk about the district as a whole leading up into now that we get into the second season here?
Yeah, it's a very good baseball district. I mean, Glenmore to me is the team to beat in the district. Charters won a couple state titles recently. You got Oak Hill, who's got all those seniors over there. We knew coming in that was going to be a dogfight. They got a lot of experience in their starting lineup. And then you got Harrisonburg, who played for the state title in Class C last year. So it's no easy game. And then Monterey, you got to go to Monterey anytime you go there. Coach Richard does a good job with those guys. I mean, it's a dogfight night in and night out. Harrisonburg split with Monterey last week. So you just got to bring your A game every night, or you can end up with a loss.
Absolutely. So we're going to go ahead, take ourselves a break here. When we come back here, we're going to talk to Coach Rozier. We're going to talk about the season leading up into this point here. And then we're going to also try to get a couple of his players in here. But this is the first episode of our show here. We'll be right back in about 3 minutes, and that'll be that.
I'd say kind of like halfway through the segment, I might give you some type of movie like this, and then you can get the halfway, and we'll probably talk about who they are and how much they did, things like that. And then go into a break, and then I'll interview them.
All right, we are back now with Warrior Diamond Weekly here. I am Lamar Gafford, your host here. I'm alongside here Coach Mark Rozier of the Lady Warriors softball. And first off, we're going to pretty much talk about the season as a whole here. I know kind of a tough start and everything here for this team, but you're kind of seeing how everything is rolling here, especially with the mixture of some of the holdovers from the teams that have been to the Soul for the last couple of years, and also some youth and everything. So let's talk about some of the leaders here that you have here coming back with the seniors and everything else like that. How have they kind of played a role so far this season?
Yeah, we have a variety, because we have a couple of we have 4 seniors. Of those 4, we got Willie Vincent and Bella Acree, which have been starting for us since 7th and 8th grade. So they've been here forever, it seems like. And then we have a couple more seniors, Chloe Courtwright, and Chloe's been playing for us for, I think she started maybe her freshman year, sophomore year, and then one more senior, but she's brand new. We stole her off the soccer team, and she's one day in practice broke her hand and hasn't been able to play. We got her back as a courtesy runner for a few games, but really haven't been able to do too much with her. She did finally get back in the defense, but couldn't swing the bat, and so those are our older kids. We have from there we drop down to very young and inexperienced. We have some sophomores who haven't played much, and then we have our pitching is we've been using a freshman, Haley Stokes, and our brand new pitcher that we finally got back is only a 7th grader, Paisley Davis, and she's been having, she had some injury issues. Winley had some injury issues. Dayton, I mentioned already. So we've struggled with the inexperience. We struggled with the injuries, and finally, we're trying to get into the district race here and maybe get healthy and get everybody in place and start competing in these games, because early on we were just having a hard time getting outs. And this weekend Paisley threw a game against Delta Charter where she only gave up 1 unearned run in 7 innings. We ended up losing the game in the tiebreaker, but in the tiebreaker you get a runner on base for free that don't have to really earn their way on, and so she did a great job. Unfortunately, our bats went kind of silent, and we were not able to generate much offense either, but she did a great job in the circle for us. If we just got to put it all together. We get one aspect of the game going, our hitting's good, and our pitching maybe not where we need it to be, and then when our pitching's good, our hitting takes a day off, and we just need to put it all together. And the potential is there, but it's just not gelled completely, and we haven't really put together a complete game. The other night I mentioned Oak Hill, and we had an inning where we batted around and scored 5-6 runs in 1 inning, and then the next thing we're not able to get any hits at all. And so that's the nature of hitting. You go ups and downs with that. So what we really want to do is solidify our pitching, solidify our defense, so that we can win those 1-run games, those tight games when you have to kind of manufacture something.
As you mentioned before, your potential is pretty much there from what I've seen so far in this season. Y'all been in some ball games and everything else like that, and everything will continue to come along here. One person I really want to talk about, obviously, is who's one of the girls now at LSUA, Riley Gillo, right now here. Phenomenal pitcher when she was there with y'all the last few years and everything else like that. We were kind of talking about how has she been doing a little bit at LSUA. If you want to share that, you can go ahead and share that.
Riley Riley was the heart and soul really of our team for so long, and to go from her, and this is not a knock on the girls I've got, but to go from a senior who's been, I mean, been in the finals of state, won the state, been there, done that, so to speak, and then to go to a brand new pitcher, very inexperienced at the high school level, pitching, has pitched a lot, but it's like a different game. Travel ball and summer ball, when you're not really pitching full games, you're pitching 2 or 3 innings at a time. You can develop yourself into a good player. And Chloe's has become one of our better players, and she's a senior this year. She really has. 2 years ago, I turned her around left-handed because she couldn't get a hit right-handed, and now she's hit a couple home runs this year. She's batting in the number 4 hole for us, and it's just a testament to her just being diligent and going to work and being willing to put in the time to do it. Should be a role model for the younger players, to know that it's not where you start that counts. It's where you end up, and Chloe is a prime example of that. We also have one of our new kids, Paisley Davis, who is only a 7th grader, who is one of our primary pitchers. She pitched 8 innings against the Boys Charter the other day in our first district game. Got off to a rough start with Oak Hill. Ended up having to take her out. But as the game progressed, we used 3 different pitchers, and we ended up starting Paisley, and we ended up finishing Paisley with 2 pitchers sandwiched in between, and she came back with really in a tight spot, and for her to get roughed up a little bit in the beginning, for her as a 7th grader to come back in the later innings and hold her on and keep them at bay and let us catch up in the game, just shows you what kind of potential she has. I think she's gonna be a big factor for us moving forward.
Absolutely. So I can't wait to get a chance to talk to those 2 ladies here. We'll be right back here with Warrior Diamond Weekly here. And again, like I said, we just got done talking to head coach Mark Rozier of the Lady Warrior softball program. So thank you once again, coach, here. Let's go ahead and get the mic here with the ladies here, and we'll have a 3-minute break here. So.
That's basically it. Here's
All right, we are back with the Warrior Diamond Weekly here. I am your host, Lamar Gafford here, and we have two members of the 2026 Grace Christian Lady Warrior softball team here. And first off, we're going to start off with the player on my left here. So, what is your name here? And just go ahead and say that.
I'm Chloe Colwright, and I'm a senior.
All right, Chloe, just talk about the season in general here. Being one of the senior leaders for this program, for this team here, just talk about your role on this team and everything, and just talk about that.
I mean, I just try to be one of the leaders for the young girls because we are a younger team. We lost 6 starters from last year, and so we're just trying to rebuild our team this year and just being that leader and helping them realize that we're just here to have fun and everything is.
Talk about the memories that you girls have had these last couple of years. Obviously, winning a state championship a couple of years ago, making it to SOFR, a good stretch and everything. Just talk about those years. Just talk about, I guess, those memories there. What's some of your favorite memories playing ball?
Probably my favorite would be state, but it's just fun to make it to SOFR every year because it's like a good thing for your team, and like to experience that with these girls is just a really good thing. And being able to make it to SOFR is just in itself is amazing. So just fun, just trying to have fun these last few years.
How'd you get into softball?
All 3 of my brothers played baseball, and so I kind of just had to not have to play softball, but that's what I got into, and I've been playing it ever since.
Now, I guess, what is your favorite story about Coach Rozier and everything? Because I'm pretty sure you got some good ones.
Probably just whenever it's just being his analogies in practice. Like, he'll come up with the most random analogies in practice and just tell us all these things, and it's just funny to hear him speak, and like, he cares so much about it, and so it's just fun to have him as a coach with all of the funny memories with him.
What are you expecting for your senior year? Because I know just trying to finish out the year strong here, trying to finish out your career strong, but what are you looking forward to this year as a senior?
I'm hoping to win district this year, and if we can make it to SOFR, that would be awesome for my last year. But really just to play the game that we know and do our best.
All right, let's go ahead and speak now to my player on the right here. So first off, I'd like for you to go ahead and say your name.
My name is Paisley Davis, and I'm a 7th grader.
All right, now Paisley, first off, just talk about being one of the younger members of this team here. How has it been kind of just trying to get used to playing ball here at the high school level and everything?
I mean, it's good, and it's like new to me, and I'm learning a lot more than what I I do on my travel team.
What's it been like learning from some of the older members of this team here, with their leadership and everything? What's it been like learning from them, and also learning also what it takes here for this program and everything?
Like from learning from my seniors, I understand them a lot more and comprehend what they say to me.
How'd you get into softball?
I started, like my mom started like helping me and told me that it's like a lot of fun. And I started my T-ball.
So what would I would say? What was your best memory about playing softball so far throughout your life here? What's your best memory?
Making new friends and coming together as a team.
Okay, I think he said just kind of raise up the mic there. Oh, okay. So yeah, so as I was saying here, again, we're speaking with some of the members here of the Grace Christian Lady Warriors. First off, let's also mention here about Coach Roser here. How has he been like as a coach for you, and also trying to make it work and everything? How has he been like as a coach?
He's very funny and uses a lot of different words that I've never actually heard. And I like learning from him. He knows a lot of stuff that he does.
What's your favorite memory of him so far?
Probably just the funny things that he says. Like he uses old slang things.
So what are your goals? What are you looking forward to as far as trying to finish up your 7th grade year, and also maybe long-term goal as far as like trying to get to your career and everything?
Probably win district and go to state and hopefully win at least one championship before I leave Grace.
All right, so that's basically it. If there's anything that y'all want to add to anything, y'all can go ahead and add that. No. How about you? Do you got anything to add?
I'm good.
All right, so thank y'all so much for getting the chance to join in here. Best of luck to y'all for the rest of the season as well, and go Lady Warriors. All right, so we're gonna go ahead, take ourselves a break here. When we come back, we'll talk with Coach Josh Brown of the Warrior baseball program here, and we're also gonna have a couple of players as well. This is Lamar Gafford for this show. We'll be right back in about 3 minutes.
Somehow that her mic got turned off. But it went off again. It must be. Which one's her?
That was that.
Yeah. Okay. Let me give it a charge real quick.
Because I noticed it came off with Coach gun on. Yeah.
We did. I've been listening on the YouTube channel. It's been okay. It's been okay.
Okay.
If we doesn't get charged up by the time, you might want to pass this one back.
Okay, that's cool.
But I think we can get it. We lost the charge on one of the lines, which I'm charging again. Drop me off the back of the brain. Good God. But anyway, you're talking about
All right, I am Lamar Gafford here, and we welcome you back to Warrior Diamond Weekly here, live here from Cayefuego in Pineville. And now we just got done talking about the softball side of things. Let's talk about the baseball side of things here. And again, to my right, Warrior baseball coach Josh Brown. And Coach, first off, let's talk about the season as a whole here. You guys only one loss so far to the season here, playing some of your best ball, number 2 in the state here in Class B. So first off, just talk about the season so far.
Yeah, it's been a great season so far. I mean, you're going to take that any day of the week if you're 16-1 right now. And I mean, pitching staff's been great. They've done their job for the most part. Like you said, we've had one or two outings, I felt like, when we didn't have our best stuff. And, you know, overall it's been a great season. The one thing I will say that, you know, we still got to figure a few things out offensively. Just got a lot of youth in some spots, but I feel like last week we got the Tyler Ricardo kid back, and he's going to add a little bit to the bottom of the order and make us more of a complete offense. But we still got a spot that we're rotating 3 and 4 kids right now, trying to figure it out. But like I said, for the most part, defensively we've been pretty good. Pitching's been good. Offense still, I don't feel like we've played our best offense yet, had our best offensive game yet. So hopefully that's going to come down the stretch and we get a little consistent there. But for the most part, I'm pleased.
And overall this season, and I know for the games I've been at, and even the games I've even got a chance to look at on the Facebook page here, been talking about obviously, you know, your pitching and everything so far this season. Of course, one of the big matchups and one of the big things here was with Marco here getting those 20 strikeouts in one of those games there. It was just an incredible night because I remember you texted me that night there, and he said that he set the record here, the school record, 4 strikeouts in the season. So, I mean, not season, but also for a game, but getting 20 strikeouts in general, always an impressive feat there, no matter what.
That's tough to do in a 7-inning baseball game. You got 21 outs, and he struck out 20 that night. And we had no idea. We were just, I don't even look at the chart that much. All I'm looking at is the hitting chart, and I might check it here and there. That night, I just felt like we were playing and getting great pitching. And it was happening so quick. It was a quick game. Mm-hmm. And then as soon as the game was over, I find out, Coach, he struck out 20 batters. I'm thinking it's 15, 16. So, I mean, unbelievable. He just, I think he's got 84 Ks this year on the mound. Kid's been phenomenal. You know, the sky's the limit for him.
And, of course, some of the other members of that pitching staff here, B-Mac also doing pretty well, Epinette also doing pretty well, too. So you got 3 guys here that are very solid arms that you can really trust out there, and anytime that you can throw out there gives you a great chance out there to win it.
Yeah, we trust our starters, and like I said a while ago, we got Ricardo Kid and Cooper, some guys they're going to play a big part in it. But we got a good staff. But I feel really good with the starting pitchers. They've every night given us a shot, minus the one night where again we didn't. I didn't think we came ready to play, but a lot Oakhill did their part. We just didn't show up, and hopefully we get back in the zone the next time we play them. And but yeah, the staff's been great. I mean, credit to those guys. They're giving us a shot every night.
As we continue this stretch inside the district here, we have a home and home coming up against Monterey, having to travel to them on Tuesday and also having to host them on Wednesday, turn right back around. What do you know about the Wolves there, about their program and everything?
Well, I know they're coming off a big win against Harrisonburg at home, and Harrisonburg, like I said, state runner-up last year in Class C, and enrollment went up with the consolidation of Cicely Island and Marteau, so they got a lot more kids. But anytime they can beat a team like that, because Harrisonburg has 8 starters return this year, so that's a big win for Coach Ray Short and those guys after getting beat 10-2 on the road at Harrisonburg. So they're a team we definitely can't take lightly. Coach Richard does a good job with them. They're young and scrappy. I know we're going to have to play our best at Monterey. Anytime you go on the road, you got to get off to a good start. We preach that a lot with our guys, and that's what we hopefully plan to do.
And we're going to get a chance to talk to a couple of your guys coming up here. Who do you have coming up here that you're going to try to get into the camera here today?
Well, I got a few guys here. I got Braden Wells is here tonight, Brady McDaniel, Cooper Courtwright, and Logan Markle.
Okay.
So maybe we can get 2 each, maybe rotate them a couple minutes.
Okay.
But they're our leaders. I said there's 5 or 6 guys, 6 guys to me that make us go a lot, and they're some of the key pieces of the puzzle. And they got to play well every night, and the other guys got to play a good role in it. And they're a good group of kids.
Well, look, I can't wait to get a chance to talk to them. By the way, I enjoyed this GSPN network here that we have been doing here. Our maiden voyage, as I've always kind of been saying on the air and everything else like that. But giving a chance for me and Alex also for helping us in doing that.
Well, we appreciate you and Alex. Y'all are doing a great job. I know our fan base. We got a great crowd, by the way, tonight. Next Sunday, you guys join us. But these guys. Y'all are doing a great job, phenomenal job. Even behind the scenes, Mr. Randall, he's doing a great job. So we appreciate all you guys.
Hey, thank you so much here. Once again, Coach Josh Brown of the Warrior Baseball program here. We're going to talk to some of his players coming up next here in about 3 minutes. This is Lamar Gafford for Warrior Diamond Weekend. Thanks, Coach.
Yeah. Hey guys, how you doing? What's going on? All right. So we're gonna come back in about 2-3 minutes. So we're gonna basically just get y'all to introduce yourselves in front of the camera. Again, we only got one mic, so we'll just do one.
No, they're both working now.
Oh, we do it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, let me charge yours.
Okay, cool. All right, so what we're gonna do is I'll start off by asking y'all your names. Just take turns saying that, and then we'll talk about the season. Talk about what got y'all into baseball, best memories of this team, and probably any stories about Coach Brown that you would like to share, and then basically move forward.
the both of us even here, right? Okay. All right, we're back with Warrior Diamond Weekly here. I am your host, Lamar Gafford, and once again, kind of a programming note here on GSPN. We will have both of the games here coming up against Monterey. Also, yours truly will be at the game against Monterey on Wednesday here, broadcasting that matchup once again on GSPN. That will be at 5:30, first pitch coming up here. So first off, we'll start off with a couple of members of the Warrior baseball program here. We're going to get them to introduce themselves here real quick, starting off with the guy on my left and then to the guy on my right.
Cooper Corright.
And?
Logan Markle.
All right, so first off, let's talk about the season in general here with you guys here. Let's just talk about, in general here, about the season here. How have you guys been performing and everything else like that?
We've been playing good for most of our games. Had a few bad games, but some of them we got out, some we didn't. But we've had a good season overall. We've had a good season. Coming off losing two big players, we have to work on offense a lot, but our pitching's still there. And when you start off this good, it's going to be a good season.
Making it to the quarterfinals last season, how is that kind of giving y'all a little bit of a chip on y'all shoulder here? And again, trying to finish out, just start off the season on a hot note here, just so y'all can put yourselves in the best position here to get to Sulphur.
Yes, sir. We had a pretty good season last year and got off season. We worked hard. We're trying to go all the way this year.
Yeah, like Cooper said, we worked really hard this off season, working a bunch of new people in the lineup. We're trying to make it back to Sulphur. That's always the plan. Make it that far last year. We can get back there this year.
Logan, I just want to talk about the 20 strikeout game here. Now, first off, when you heard that you had 20 strikeouts and broke a set of team record here, what was going on through your mind at that point?
I heard about it after the game. It was very exciting for me and the team. It was a big accomplishment.
Have you ever struck out 20 batters in the ball game?
Never happened before.
That puts you up there in rare air there, because I think the last person, one of the only two players that I remember striking out 20 batters in a ball game in MLB history, Roger Clemens, Kerry Wood. Now, that's some very good quality right there.
Yes, sir.
All right. So Cooper also getting a chance to start off this offense here as the leadoff hitter. Talk to me about your tone and also what's your approach to the plate whenever you get ready to start out there for this program.
Leadoff's important. I feel like if I can get on base every game to lead off the game, it gives us a good opportunity because the pitcher's less confident. Our other guys are confident, they see me hit the ball or get on, they think they can do it too. You don't want to swing first pitch, get out. So usually see a pitch and, just try to do anything I can to get on.
Now, I've always called you kind of like a steady hand here because, you've hit home runs so far this season. You've also have stolen bases so far this season here. But like I said, it just goes with the territory of being a leadoff batter here and also making sure that you get on base and also, controlling the base paths basically, right?
Yes, sir.
What got y'all into baseball?
My two brothers, older brothers, they played, so I guess I just saw them play and I was like, I want to do that. So I've just played ever since I was like 4.
I grew up around sports. Family was always big in sports. And then when I got older, I see my brother playing. It's always been fun because I grew up playing with him in T-ball and stuff.
Now, last but not least, we're going to talk about Coach Brown here. Again, been basically the brainchild of this Grace Christian Warrior baseball program. First off, just talk to me about him as a coach and everything else like that. And if there's any funny stories that you may have of him, please go ahead and share those as well.
Yes, sir. We know he's going to show up for us. We try to show up for him. He's there all the time working on the field, doing stuff. You ask him to stay late, he'll stay late. You want to go hit on a Sunday afternoon, he'll go unlock the field for you to hit. And funny story, it's kind of weird, but we got no hit at Glenmore in my 7th grade year, and they popped fireworks on us. You know, he was hot after the game, and he told one kid that he's going to have to build a fire on the bench because he just wanted to stay there. He didn't want to get in the game. You know, I thought that was pretty funny.
Same to you.
Coach Brown is a great coach. He's very encouraging. Even when something bad happens, you know, he's still up. He's going to get us fired back up no matter what the score is or how bad we're doing. He's always going to show up for us.
Funny story about it?
I don't remember what game it was, but I think it was my 8th grade year. We had won, and he'd walked in the clubhouse, and he was just acting normal. And
Weekly here, we're going to try to finish out the show here in about 3 minutes. Stay tuned. All right, we are right back here with Warrior Diamond Weekly, and we're going to basically close out the show here. We got one more Grace Christian Warrior baseball player here that we will get a chance to introduce ourselves to, and then again we'll talk about the rest of the shows as well. Again, we will have Warrior Diamond Weekly each week here live from Cayefuego in Pineville on Sundays here. So around this time, 5:30, 6 o'clock here, we will get a chance to be on the air as well. So if you would like to come out, please come out here and also support a great restaurant as well. But first off, we're going to go ahead and talk to our other Grace Christian baseball player here. First off, we'll go ahead and start off with your name.
Braden Wells.
All right, Braden, first off, just talk to me about so far the season here and everything else like that. You guys started off very strong here. Sitting at number 2 in Class B. Just talk about how well you guys have been playing so far this season.
Yeah, I think we've come out really strong. I think we've been led by our pitching. I mean, when you have a left-handed pitcher in the high 80s, you know, with good off speed, you're going to really pretty successful when he's on the mound. And we always tell the guys, you gotta scratch a couple of runs with Logan on the mound. That's just how it is. And when you have Brady to back him up, not as hard of a thrower, but has the off speed to complement it. Well, I mean, when Brady stuff's on him, he's pretty lights out. So when you got two pitchers like that, carrying the load, your offense has to just put up a few runs, I feel. And I mean, we've struggled here and there with offense, but I think we've done enough on offense to have us where we are.
And obviously having a staff like that here, it makes your job a lot easier here as a catcher here because you know what they're going to do in order to try to control the game and everything, right?
Right. I mean, most of the time Logan's calling his own game. Coach Brown will tell us, whatever Logan wants here. And me and Logan have gotten to where we're pretty much on the same page. So I think having caught him last year has been very helpful with, chemistry-wise, because I know based on the count and the dude's previous swings what Logan wants to throw. So I think our connection's gotten very strong, and I mean, me and Brady have been playing with each other forever, so we've all kind of have the same thoughts. So it helps out a lot.
I know you've been a very solid catcher so far this season, and I know I've even got a chance to call one of your highlight plays so far this season, where I think there's a pop-up, and you, full gear and everything else like that, got a chance to dive for the ball in that play there. Take us back to that play right there.
I believe we caught a high fastball there, and the kid got under it. And to be completely honest, for about the first 3 seconds of that play, I had no idea where the ball was off the bat. And I think it was Talon on the mound. I saw Talon full sprinting to the ball in my direction, so I kind of played it based off him, and I was able to find it at the last minute, and I didn't even think to take the mask off or anything, laid out and made a good play. So it was fun.
I just love it because I was a former baseball guy myself and everything, seeing catchers like that, being athletic there, making those plays and all that gear and everything else like that, and then finding a way just to do whatever you can for the team out there. I mean, I had to really shout that out there. I guess just talk about here, what got you into baseball and everything?
So I was introduced to baseball at a super young age. My dad always grew up. He grew up playing. He didn't play quite as long as he wanted to, but Mom was a high school softball player at Pineville High School. She started from the moment she was a freshman. She was a All-State, All-Law outfielder. So both of them really got me into it, and I mess with Dad all the time. I tell him Mom gave me all my skill. But Dad's really helped with the baseball IQ, and he kind of made me play young. I told him I didn't want to. I told him I wanted to play soccer. But he told me I was not playing soccer, that I was playing baseball. Thank God he told me that because I don't think I'd make it to the soccer game. So it all kind of started there. I started playing at 3. So, I mean, I've loved it since. Never thought about giving it up.
What's your favorite memory out there on the baseball field?
Ooh, I don't know. There's a bunch. My favorite Grace memory for sure is meeting Northwood Shreve my freshman year. We had Talon Epnet walk it off that game. They were a powerhouse 5A at the time. They were ranked number 3 in the state. And we had Brady on the mound as an 8th grader, and he came out there, only gave up 2 runs, and he led us to a win that day. Overall memory, though, is probably my last travel ball tournament. Me, Logan, and Brady, and Talon were all on the same travel ball team, and we went over to Destin. And that was our last travel ball tournament together after 3 years of playing. So it was cool. We actually won it. So it was cool to get that last memory with them.
Talk about, I guess, how has Coach Brown meant to you and everything, and also if you got any fun stories about Coach Brown, you can go ahead and share those as well.
Coach Brown's great. The amount of care that he shows in each player, and the it's not even the baseball aspect of it. It's the molding of making us young men. Because I mean, I have 2 years personally, so 2 years, and I'm an adult, and I think Coach Brown's helped a lot maturity wise, not only in my life but in all of our players' lives. So I credit a lot of that to him. Man, my favorite Coach Brown memory was probably at Northwood Shreve 2 years ago, or 3 years ago actually. I was in 8th grade, and it was my first start, and I hit a first pitch double, and after that we had a ground ball to shortstop, and I took off from second and got tagged out. And I remember looking at Coach Brown, and his face was about as red as could be, and he had done took his hat off and was just shaking his head at me. He came back to the dugout and was like, "Look, dude," he goes, "that was a good hit." He goes, "that was awful base running." I said, "I understand, Coach. I'm sorry." And then it was one we went and played at a tournament in Eunice, and I forget who we beat that day. He came on the bus. We were playing music. He danced up and down the bus. That's what those are the memories that stick out to me. Is just having fun. Having a coach that you can lean on when you need, and can also be goofy, be yourself around. It really means a lot.
Absolutely. Hey, Braden, first off, congratulations so far on a great season so far here. Let's hope that we can continue to go forward in this season as well. It's been an honor calling y'all's game so far this season. Let's make some more memories, all right?
Yes, sir, absolutely. I appreciate it.
All right, no problem. Thank you as well. All right, so we're going to go ahead and try to close out the show here. But before we do get a chance to close out the show here, we're going to go ahead and talk about the upcoming games that we do have here for the Grace Christian Warriors and also the Lady Warriors. For the Lady Warriors this season, coming up here, they have a home game against Monterey on Tuesday. So go out there and support them on that. They also have another home game against Harrisonburg on Thursday. And then they will be competing in the Sulphur tournament. And then after that, they have a pretty impressive home stretch coming up here that includes some of their district games. For the Grace Christian Warrior baseball team, they have a home against Monterey on Tuesday and Wednesday, traveling to Monterey on Tuesday, hosting Monterey at the Burn on Wednesday. Yours truly will be on the call there. And then, of course, the following week here, we do have a Vols Charter coming up in a home as well. So some very good matchups coming up for Grace on the baseball field and also on the softball field. But once again, as for this show here, thanks to everybody here on the show. Thank you so much for Warrior Coach Josh Brown for baseball. Thanks so much also to Warrior Coach Mark Rozier for the softball program here. And thanks you so much here for everybody here at Cayefuego in Pineville here. So we'll definitely be out here for this thing for the rest of the year here. Again, for Warrior Diamond Weekly here and Marshall Leffler here in the back helping out with the camera and everything. This is Lamar Gafford, your host. And saying to everybody, see you guys next week. God bless.